Welcome back, once again adventurers, to Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite. In the last episode, Kaito tried to tackle one of the flag conditions for finding and obtaining Kimijima Report number 6, which involved riding on a wave for 3 seconds on a geotagged surfboard. And to boot, he even got Mizuka of the general store to help him. For what that's worth. Unfortunately, because of his slow-mo condition, Kaito's athletic ability is less than average. Unfortunately, when Kaito tried to get Airi to see whether or not he had achieved or failed this flag, she was in fact talking to herself, which is a very disconcerting sign. Meanwhile, over at the robot clinic, Akio and Subaru have returned to see whether or not Fujita's works have come to fruition, and that's what we're here to find out.
いいか、よく見とけよ。絶対に目そらすんじゃねえぞ。
わかってるから、早く早く。
Sounds promising, but will it actually work?
部長、なんで声を潜めてるんですか？って僕まで釣られたじゃないですか。
Subaru getting caught up in the atmosphere.
その方が秘密の実験っぽいから。
Which, in all fairness, it actually is.
ガタガタと細けいこと言ってんじゃねえ。いいから黙って見とけ。
毒も小声になってますよ。
Sometimes you just have to appreciate these moments in life, Subaru.
毒、始めて。
I suppress my nervousness and signal to Doc. He nods, a stern expression on his face. He then flips on the test power switch connected to the motor. Here goes. The motor affixed to the stand starts moving. On occasion it surges with faint light blue beams of light. This is the brand new motor that Doc designed and built for Gun Build 2. And a very fine looking one, I must say. It's the first servo motor in human history to use a magnet made out of a monopole. But...
モノポールを使ってる割には、いまいちインパクトが薄いな。
You know, that's what a certain someone would say.
部長、その言い方、スペースアメ車の社長そっくりです。
Thank you, Subaru.
普通のモーターと何が違うの？もっとこう、ギュルルルドキャーンみたいなスーパーハイパワーを予想してたんだけど。
Oh, it might not be dramatic, though the crackles of light are certainly dramatic in my book. But it's all about efficiency, Akio.
その発言、頭悪すぎですね。
Yep, it's about time to ignore Subaru. Meanwhile, he's sighing out of disappointment, I guess.
そんなハイパワーモーターなんざ作ってもすぐギアがバカになるだけだろうよ。
Yeah. It's kind of like going from first to fifth to third in a well, I would say a regular car, but often drive automatics. But anyway, basically, the moral of the story is doing something like that will destroy the engine.
実用性ってもんを考えやがれ。
He scolded me.
こいつについては2号機に今すぐ組み込んでも問題ねえレベルで調整してんだよ。
Indeed, it has to be able to move the robot.
ああ、調整つってもまだ大まかなもんだがな。
That's true though. I mean, it still actually has to be put in the robot.
性能について教えてください。
既存のモーターと決定的に違うのはやっぱ出力だ。ロボ1号機に使ったサーボモーターと比べて同じ電力量でもだいたい10倍以上のパワーが出てやがる。
Might actually get Gunbuild 2 to move at a normal speed.
10倍？
これでもまだ完全にポテンシャルを引き出してるわけじゃねえ。むしろセーブしてこれだ。まさにモノポール様々ってことだよ。
It may be just one small ground up particle. But we still don't know the full capabilities of the
これ
monopole.
がありゃ少ない電力で1号機以上の動きだってできるぜ。
You know, the fact that Gunbuild 2 will be pretty much an endoskeleton aside, says Doc as he shuts it off.
はっきり言ってこのモーターとんでもねえ化け物だぜ。
He seems very proud of his handiwork, as he
性能
should
も
be.
値段もな。
Then again, it all comes down to expenses.
モノポールが最終的にいくらの価値になるかは知らねえが。
Which Nakio's book is always a problem.
何しろ地球上には存在しねえ代物なんだ。そいつをここまで贅沢に使ってんだから一機でうん十万円程度じゃ済まねえだろ。
例えば予想だといくらぐらい？
1億いってもおかしくないんじゃないですか。
I'll just have to wait and see what Fujita says.
億？
I can't even wrap my head around a number that big.
とりあえずスコールは何本買えるかな？
Akio, once again, trying to dance around the subject, as usual.
60万本以上は。
そっか。
I still can't quite fathom that a large sum of money. This one motor uses around 100 monopoles. So they're still falling. Well, obviously they're still falling. Doc ground them down and compressed them. He apparently utilized the same process used to make permanent magnets. He showed me its insides. The magnet was made out of monopoles flickered red like it was alive. Even now, monopoles continue to fall onto Uchigaoka Park. It's recently become my job to pick them up, since Kaito is no longer around. Well, since he's busy. I swing by in the mornings and afternoons on the way to and from school. This used to be Kai's job. Well, not so much picking up monopoles as trying to retweak the antenna to stop them from being produced, but thanks to Airi and Sister Centipede, that became pointless, since she would just autocorrect the alignment again. And so picking up monopoles every day led me to discover something. After last month's solar storm, the frequency with which monopoles fall has increased dramatically. Good for gun build too, but I'm definitely more than surprised that nobody else has noticed something out of the blue. Now we get around 10 to 20 a day. We haven't hit 3 digits yet. There's no way this is anything but abnormal. You said it, Akio. All the monopoles sitting around on the grass resemble mouse poop, and that's kind of gross, to be honest. Again, you said it. Well, not me. Even though I just did. The neighbors have finally started to take notice of them, but they seem unfazed. People here are pretty chill. It's because they don't know their full significance. Fortunately, nobody from Jaxo has heard anything yet, especially Kenichiro. I've also been doing my best to avoid having Dad figure things out.
試作2号機に使うサーボモーターは全部で24機を予定しています。
And if one of these servo motors is as expensive as Fujita says, it's going to... Yeah, he's not going to let the Robotics Club utilize them for free.
足りないのは4機分か。今月中にはなんとかなりそうだな。
Fortunately for us, we have a huge stock of monopoles. Takes a little bit of time and money to turn them into magnets, but things are going as planned, mostly. To be honest, I'm actually a little worried about whether these motors will really be enough to move Model 2. Well, once they're actually installed, then you'll know. I find myself wondering if we should maybe raise the number of monopoles we use per motor. I know you want them to generate more power, but that would definitely affect the motors in question. They can only do so much. I have no clue if using more monopoles would result in more magnetism, so maybe I'm just crazy. Yeah, don't say that out loud, because Subaru will latch onto that faster than you can say Skull. Both Subaru and Doka are against the idea.
年内に組み立てを完成させたいなら、今より数を増やすのは避けるべきでしょ
う。でも万博は2月だよ。まだもうちょっと余裕はあるじゃん。
できれば来月はまるまる稼働システムのセッティングに費やしたいんですよ。
ああ、そっか。
That's probably the best call there. And now that Frau's now available to actually start developing that.
わかった。じゃあドク、このモーター量産しちゃって。
しちゃってじゃねえよ。ジジイをこき使うんじゃねえ。
We're only building one of these gun build 2 models, Akio.
俺一人じゃあと半月でこんなでかいモーターを20機以上も作るのは無理だ。
Yeah. Materials are still finite.
じゃあどうするの？
人海戦術しかねえだろうな。島中の機械屋に協力してもらう。
Yeah, the more hands the better, as long as they don't latch on to the fact that we're using monopoles.
機械屋さんってつまり蒲田のおっちゃんとか港のおっちゃんとか？
そうだ。
The dream team.
モノポールの存在を多くの人に知られてしまうのはできれば避けたいですが。
だったら逃が 末までに24機なんて無茶な発注は受けられねえな。
That's a problem.
どうします部長。
Much as I hate to say it, somebody out there besides us are going to learn about the existence of the monopoles sooner or later.
分かったよ。うちが島にある全部の町工場を回って口止めをお願いしてみる。
But will they agree to such a
聞い
proposal?
てもらえなかったら。
聞いてもらえるまで粘る。
Your usual tactics are going to have the same effect, unfortunately, Akio.
話せばきっとうちらの夢に協力してくれるはず。
でも試作1号機の時はドク以外はどこの工場も手伝ってくれなかった。そう聞きましたか？
そうなんだよ。こっちが頭下げても仕方なく協力するみたいな感じで。
Yeah. Then again, yeah. You weren't exactly easy to deal with, Akio. Doc uncharacteristically breaks into a massive smile.
それは当たり前だろうが、一銭にもならねえガキのお遊びに付き合うバカは俺ぐらいだよ。連中にだって生活があるんだ。ただでさえ不況の上に過疎化で仕事も減ってんだぞ。
Too true.
実際この5年で島の整備工場は半分になっちまった。だからお前らに付き合ってる暇はねえのさ。餌がありゃ話は別だがな。
餌。
I'll go to overboard, Akio.
いっそモノポールで釣ってみたらどうです？いずれ公表する予定だったわけですし。
Oh, you suddenly changed your tune.
モノポールの所有権を島にある全ての町工場にすればいい。
If they... There is a good chance that they might not believe until, well, at least until they see it with
将
their
来
own eyes.
莫大な利益をもたらすことは分かりきっているわけですから。この島の経済を活性化させるためにも悪くない案だと思います。
それじゃまるでお金をちらつかせて協力しろって言ってるように聞こえるじゃん。
出世払いみたいなものですよ。それとも何ですか？金なんて払わなくても全ての整備工場はロボ部の夢にタダで付き合うべきだと？大した自信ですがナンセンスですね。そういう考えでいるから教頭と揉めたんだという自覚を持ってください。
I'm pretty sure that Akio's learned a lesson with her dealings with Misui.
スバルってなんだか教頭先生と似てる。
もともと僕は言っていたはずですよ。部長の考えは甘いと。
Actually, he's right. Every time we bumped into each other, he'd say the same thing. He may be helping as a member of the Robotics Club now, but just a few months ago he was our sworn enemy. But I mean, come on, couldn't you agree with me at least once in a while? I wouldn't hold my breath on that, Akio. I'm a little irritated.
こんにゃろー。
I try to ruffle up Subaru's hair, but it's just not the same without Kaito, is it? But he swiftly dodges my lunge.
よけるな。
そういうのは八潮先輩にだけやっていてください。僕を身代わりにされるのは迷惑です。
That calmness of his totally gets under my skin.
ごちゃごちゃうるせえ。
And Doc's getting riled up now. Great.
なんでもいいから他の機械屋を説得してこいってんだ。
Indeed. No workshops, no motors.
でなきゃ年内の2号機の完成はねえ。それだけだ。
はい。
It's time for me to step up to the plate. As you wait and see, Sawada. I think we will wait and see.
Yeah.
Looks like we're back at the airport watching Frau watching Juna performing her mocapping techniques. Meanwhile, back to the Twippo. Sabaru's still kinda stuck up. And he is. Played 1 hour, 10 wins, 2 losses. Break. I wonder if the others on the island will help us in the first place. They don't treat us positively, given the unfortunate reputation of the Robotics Club in the past. That's just an excuse. You have to do something about it, that's it. Is money really everything? To a lot of people, it is, Akio. It really is. Today's dinner, making a pot of meatballs. Up there, you're making other things besides as well. Exactly, that is right. Replying to the Winter Comemo tweet. Kill Ballad patch version 4.02 information released. No character adjustments. Mainly updated security for online matches. Also considering going open source very soon. I mean, my bad for that thing that happened. Looking for volunteers to manage servers. Dead serious. Spelled dead wrong there. Hanju, Chuchushi, and Kiss Pop Dono are all probably gonna be mad. They probably will, but in the end, it is your decision. In the sky with, yeah. There is definitely something off-putting about Sister Centipede. Are you okay? Even Frau's scared. What the? Yeah, you have reason. You have every reason to be concerned. You should be concerned. I asked Dad about the situation in Tokyo. Looks like it's coming down little by little. He said life is a little inconvenient since electronics don't work and there are more accidents. Yeah. Yeah, even the CIT business will be affected by solar storms since, yeah, electronics are being fried. I'm a little scared about flying. I don't know if another solar storm will happen, as As captain, I must think of the safety of my passengers first, so now I fly on the wings of death. But I know I won't die. I refuse to leave behind my loving wife and beautiful son. Rather than that, can you buy some sweet potatoes on the way back? Of course, my lovely wife. As we announced in our press release, HUG is fully protected against solar storms. There are no chances that it will malfunction. It has passed our company's extensive safety tests and has received 4 out of 5 from the Industrial Robot Safety Standards in the EU. Please continue your support of the Exoskeleton Company. We're also continuing our research about any relationships involving the accidents. We will provide any details at a later date. That's exactly why people are upset with Exoskeleton right now, Misaki. Happiness for You announces major IRUO maintenance on the 24th of December. Will be down on maintenance day. That would mean that Airi wouldn't be able to enjoy Christmas Eve. But then again, given the fact that, well, I mean, sure, she's connected to the Kimijima reports, but since she's bound to IRUO, maybe maintenance on IRUO might be a good thing for her. But then again, she is an AI system, so that might not be so feasible after all. Maintenance on Christmas Eve? What is happiness for you thinking? Are there workers like virgins? What? Really, we can't use it? I want to enjoy being in Finland with my GF on Christmas Eve. Happiness for you, read the room. Maybe they're just loopy from not being 100% back up after the solar storm. IUO won't be working, but we can still use our Pokecoms, right? And that's fine. Good job, happiness for you. Amazing service. Hammer of justice to all the normies that are going to enjoy Christmas. These people. These people. But anyway, back to Juna's performance. Surrounded by 4 RGB cameras, Juna continues to timidly perform a kata. The one she's currently doing is called Gekisai Dai Ichi, a pretty basic kata. Her moves are dynamic and interesting to watch. Plus one set is about 30 seconds long, making for a brisk pace. And hopefully we should be able to implement these the data being recorded by the cameras into the endoskeleton relatively quickly. Frau and I are squatting, watching from a little ways away. Frau bites into a Pocky, and I take a sip of my fruit sour melon. The winds are gentle today, so even though the sun's about to set, it's not that cold outside.
あれ、そのままロボ2号機で再現しちゃえばいいんじゃないの?
I randomly toss out a proposal. Frau starts to grin while looking and a Pokemon connected to the RGB cameras. Always a worrying sign.
お前は何を言っているんだ。かが頑張れるが空手の型をやるとか。デューテラシュール。
じゃあ代案出してよ。
だが断る。
At least her days of being a total complete Hikikomori are now finally behind her. As for the rest, jury's still out on that one. We're still recording Juna's Kata. As for why, it's because we still haven't figured out what Model 2's doing at the Expo. Call it brainstorming. Indeed, we need to figure out what we're going to be demonstrating. Akio wants to pull some iconic poses from the anime and have it do those, but that would be way too short. The performance should be at least 30 seconds long, preferably one whole minute. Which is why I personally thought a kata would be a good idea, a good fit.
そもそも型って結構動きが複雑だお。
Maybe this isn't going to work as well as I thought.
サーボ24機じゃ関節たらね。これは勝ち。
That is a problem.
ああ、そう。
All the data in the world doesn't matter if it can't actually physically perform the movements. I mean, the data is still useful. It's just... You can probably take a break, Juna. Juna stands up straight and bows. Looks like she's done.
続きまして撃砕第2です。よろしくお願いします。
She bows again and begins the next kata. She's still clearly embarrassed. Yeah. Still not used to an audience. Her movement is rigid and tense. Kind of a bummer considering how beautiful her kata are when nobody is watching. What a waste of talent.
そんなことより聞いてくれ一応。
1って俺のこと？
聞いてください。ヤシオ先輩。
何？
I respond to her as I mindlessly watch Juna perform. Frau scoots extra close to me, touching her shoulder with mine.
300人委員会と旅ストック研究所の件について。
We're really going to talk about this now of all times. Frau started coming to school as of late. She's become interested in the committee at the institute. She's been aggressively scouring the internet for information on both groups.
だからそれが何？
そっち何か進展あった？
いや、君島レポートナンバー6はまだ最後のフラグが回収できてないから見つけてない。
サーファーオッズ。それにしても時間かかりすぎじゃね？
Very funny.
フラグを回収するのは大変なんだよ。サーフィン始めたのだって ほんの4日前だし。
So basically that's the only flag that Kaito is having trouble with, it seems. Before that I was picking up golf balls at a golf course. I feel like such an idiot for doing all of these things.
あ、そうか。ヤシオ先輩はあの荒波に体をもみくちゃにされてるんですね。わかります。ごっくりエロすぎだろマジで。波ヤシオ先輩で薄い本に一冊書けるレベル。
What in the world is she going on about? Don't mind Frau. She's just being creepy, Kaito. She's breathing heavily through her nose and everything. I probably shouldn't pry. That's a good idea. While we were talking, Juno had long since finished her kata. She's just standing there, looking lost, without anything to do.
スーパーリンペイ頼むよ。
Juno looks flustered by my sudden request, but soon composes herself and bows.
スーパーリンペ
She shouts and begins her kata.
コナちゃんの方はどうなの？
When I shoot the question back to Frau, she scoots even closer to me, as if she were waiting for me to ask.
ミゲール・サンタンブロッジオって知ってる？
Miguel Santabrogio? Can't say that I do.
さあ、
It's the first I've heard of it.
なんという長尺。フィリップ・エレクトロニクスの CEO だろ長考。
Well, it's news to me. CEO, Chief Executive Officer. Well, that was short. Philip Electronics. The official name is Philip Roman Maurice Electronics, an electrical equipment manufacturer that was established in the late 19th century. Its main office is located in the Netherlands. It's one of the world's most famous brands, well known for their wide variety of products ranging from electric razors to medical equipment.
いや知らないって。
I've seriously never heard of him. Heck, I don't even know if that's a Japanese or foreign company. Definitely not Japanese. I might, well, maybe have a Japanese base,
経済界の大物だを。前はアメリカのジェネラリックモータースとかフランスのルーノ社とかの CEO をやってたし。
Nope, wrong. Didn't mean to bring up the Pokemon there. Now I'm the one getting confused. Generic Motors, a company that was established in the early 20th century as part of a large American automobile manufacturer. Despite the business filing for bankruptcy in the late 2000s, under the management of the new CEO Miguel Santambrogio, it has made a full recovery and is now a major player in the industry.
公安経営者っつうか立て直しのプロっつうか。
その人が何？
旅ストック研究所の特別顧問な件。
So that's it. He's connected to Tavistock.
で？
そのミゲールじいさんには世界中に隠し子がいる。
kind of information we need to know.
なんという絶倫じじいか。
叫ばないように。ほら、純ちゃんがビビってるじゃん。
させで、その隠し子の一人がエグスケにいるって言ったら、
If that were true, then you would have Kaito's attention.
隠し子の名前は沢田キュン。
So Sawada is the son of Miguel. Kyun, yeah, I was suspicious of that.
それこそ誰って話なんだけど、エグスケの社長の名前？
You've seen his face before, Kaito, at the press conference. Without saying a word, Frau pulls up a video up on her Pokecom.
これって。
Indeed. It's a video of the press conference from the other day. Frau apparently reserved a time-shifted version of it ahead of time.
沢田俊之、エグゾスケルトン社のハグテスト運用室室長。
And Misaki Tsunomiya's boss.
ハグテスト運用室。
That's where Mizune works.
この人が旅ストック研究所の人間かもしれないって。
Might be.
そこまでは言ってないし、単に旅ストックの特別顧問の隠し子って事実があるだけ。
As obscure as that is a connection.
直接の証拠なんて何にもない。
Hence the whole illegitimacy thing.
でも少なくとも遠いつながりはある。
That aside, Sawada definitely knows what's going on.
ミゲールじいさんを通して沢田級に旅ストックの意向が伝わっていたとしても不思議じゃないわな。
I think Sawada has influence all of his own.
まあハグテスト運用室長じゃそんなに権限は大きくないと思われ。だから私の考えすぎかもしれんけど、ただ君島レポートにもエグスケのこと書いてあったし、
That they did.
そういう可能性があってもちっとも不思議じゃなくね。なお私の予想だとこのおっさんはツンデレの模様。
I think he might be a little upset by that. Or just indifferent. Putting aside Frau's pointless projection, if Frau's info was true, it would be nuts. Yeah, it'd be nuts. I sure as hell couldn't tell Akio about it. I'm feeling extremely uneasy. I want to just scream into the air, but that would scare Juno as well.
っていうか、よく調べたね、そんなヤバそうな情報。
私のこと見直した。だったら指をペロペロさせろ。鎖骨でも OK。
No
オッキー
dice.
でも舐めてなよ。
くぬぬ。
Clearly salty, Frau munches on her pocky as
コナ
instructed.
ちゃんさ、今の話、俺以外には絶対しちゃダメだよ。
Good call, Kaito.
つうか 先輩はなんでそんな落ち着いてるん？君島レポートの予言当たってるのに。つまりあの内容はガチ。警察かマスコミに教えるべきじゃね？
She's right, except doing so would definitely snag the channels of the committee. I'm convinced that most of the contents of the Kimijima reports are true. If I ignored their warnings, I get the feeling that 5 billion people are going to get massacred. Well, yeah. Saying that after we stopped the riot earlier, but yeah, we still have issues to deal with. I get goosebumps on my back. I instinctively look around, and that ominous wind is definitely unsettling. I have a wonderful view of the old airport just before sunset. There's no one here besides the three of us. I'm just being self-conscious, I guess. Perhaps.
うかつには動けない。コナちゃんだって分かってるはずでしょ。
If we say anything, our lives could be in danger.
俺としては、まずは君島レポートを全部揃えたい。
Yeah, even if that means jumping through hoops to get them.
それをコンプすれば、どうすべきかはっきりするはず。
アイリタンは根掘り葉掘り聞いてみるべき。300人委員会の情報を集めてるんだから。
Unfortunately, accessing said intel is easier said than done, and in her current state.
とりあえず3サイズから始めようかっていう。
No.
おっさん的な発想だな。本当に俺より年下？
永遠の17歳ですが何か。
Ask Airi, huh? I'd love to, but Airi is a little unstable right now.
ちなみに
That's putting it
300人委員
mildly.
会の情報を集めてるのはアイリちゃんじゃなくてゲジネーだから。
I asked Sister Centipede about this a few times before, but she couldn't give me any info because she hadn't analyzed it yet. I tried booting up IUO on my Pokecom, and there she is. Airi is standing beside Juno as she performs her kata, but she's not watching her. Bad sign.
アイリちゃん、
She doesn't respond. I guess I have no choice but to get up and walk over to her.
ああ、純ちゃんは気にせず続けて。
This is going to be a bit awkward. Tuna instantly stiffens up just because I got closer. Can't say that's a surprise to me.
アイリちゃん。
When I call to her, Airi looks around aimlessly, even though I'm right in front of her. What is she looking for? Yeah, whatever. It's not Airi I want to talk to, but Sister Centipede. I'll just force her out here. I press Airi's forehead for a few seconds. Usually this pulls up an icon on her forehead and she turns into Sister Centipede immediately. But this time... Airi squirms and giggles. She's trying to get away from my finger.
いや、逃げないでよ。ゲージ姉に話があるんだから。
Why isn't she changing over?
ジュンナはアイリよりゲジ姉が好きなんですか？
So Airi is watching Juna. For some reason, Airi asks her question to Juna, not me. This conversation is a mess, in a lot of ways. As expected, Airi is still unstable. She may have all the hallmarks of a person, but at the end of the day, Airi is still an artificial intelligence.
アイリちゃん、俺はゲージ姉と話したいんだって。
光彦もゲジ姉が好きなんですね。
光彦？
長深田光彦です。
Mitchie. Is she mistaking me for him? Probably. Geez, that stings. That it does. And then, just like that... She suddenly responds, out of the blue. What? Usually she does the whole switching over to Sister Centipede thing.
屋内なので今のゲジ姉はヤシオさんが見えていない状態です。
おいおい、ここバリバリ屋外なんだけど。
I think it's safe to say that Sister Centipede is as affected as Airi is, considering that it's technically one and the same.
情報は収集していますが、関東地方は停電によるオンラインユーザーの減少により絶対的な情報量が平常時の 20% まで低下しています。
何を言ってる？停電？
なお、収集した情報は未だ分析していないため、現段階ではヤシオさんの要求には返答できません。失礼します。
By the solar storms and more than we thought. Or maybe Airi is just, I hesitate to use the word naturally corrupting. She's frozen. You said it, Frau.
幽霊ちゃん、今おかしかったね。
She's an AI, not a spirit. But yes. Juno calls Airi Ghost Charm. As our resident urban legend otaku, she probably likes the name. But none of that matters right now, because with Airi glitching out like this, we have serious problems.
もしかしてアイリちゃんも太陽嵐の影響 出てるんじゃ。
どう見てもバグです。本当にありがとうございました。
バグ。
At the end of the day, Airi is basically an app inside of IAUO. There's been a bunch of reports about IAUO malfunctioning, so it wouldn't be weird if Airi was affected. That'd actually explain a lot about her recent unstable behavior. Maybe that maintenance on Christmas Eve might actually do her some good after all. Then again, so let's just say that Airi is bugged. Will she still be able to observe me clearing the last flag for report number 6? If it doesn't count, then... And even if it did, with the system glitching like this, would we even be able to get the report? Since the geotags are also linked to IUO as well, that is a worrying prospect. But it is the 14th, and Kaito is back to surfing again with Masuka. We're all surfers, early birds, I have no clue. Which is going to bring an end to this episode of Let's Play Robotics Notes Elite, and when we return, Kaito once again braving the ocean waters once again. As always, until next we meet.